Good morning and good evening if you're over in the US. I know we may have some US IPCs join us on this call this morning. So this morning we have a very special guest, Julie Garlikov. Is that how you pronounce your name, Julie?
Pretty good, Tony. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Over the last probably 6 weeks or so, we've had some fantastic guests from the company. So it's really great for the company to come out and speak to IPCs. That's really refreshing in a lot of ways. And, Sarah is the General Sales Manager for Australia. She's been on all of our calls, so I really appreciate that. We've had Dr. Hassey come on our call. We've had Brett West. We've had Sean Whitney. Recently, we had David Vanderveer, and now we have you. And Climaxes, we have Brent Willis on our call next week. So it's absolutely fantastic that the company is coming out there and speaking to IPC, so we can really get to know you personally and where the company is going. So that's fantastic, Julie. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and some of your greatest achievements?
Sure. Well, anyway, I first want to just thank all of you for having me. It's always an honor to be asked to speak to IPCs for me, and not just from a big stage, but to actually get to know you in more like a fireside Zoom chat or whatever we want to call this little smaller salon or forum. So I really appreciate the opportunity. What I would say about me is I am one of those people who figured out at a younger age what they really enjoy doing, and I've done a lot of it because I really enjoy it. I have always been super interested in products and marketing and sales, and so I've spent my entire career in consumer goods of various types, really focusing on creating game-changing innovation and delightful product experiences and amazing campaigns that really have the consumer at the center. And I've worked in a lot of different health-related clinical skincare for a number of years, beverage categories, wellness categories, but always really enjoying the innovation side of the business when it comes to thinking about innovation, not just products, but like how do we transform this business? How do we change the way we're doing things? How do we create something so groundbreaking with our communication that it really stands out? So that's really what motivates me.
I really, really appreciate you coming on the call. I know you've got to spend some time with your family now, so I will let you go, Julie, so you can enjoy the rest of your evening there in San Francisco. Really, really appreciate it. I hope everyone on the call is really inspired by your talk. I am, and hopefully they can see the vision. And once again, thank you very much. Put in a good word for Brent for me, because I've got him coming on the call next Saturday. So
I will, absolutely. And I just want to thank all of you, because everything we do is because of you. And I so appreciate how hard all of you work, what you do to deliver the brand every day, how much you contribute to the business. And it has not been an easy business climate for any of us the last few months. It has been incredibly challenging for all of us with our personal health, our families, our businesses. And I'm just very, very grateful. And I also do want to reinforce that everything you're going to see in the future that I am super excited by, and there's going to be a tremendous pace of innovation and change, all positive changes. They're all very deeply rooted in where we come from and our legacy and our history. So I think what you're going to see is a modern series of innovations and new news and exciting things, never letting go though of who we are and where we come from, and being respectful of that past and bringing it forward into the future. I've worked at a lot of very large, fantastic, well-known companies, but I decided about a decade ago that I really wanted to take my knowledge and expertise to smaller organizations to really help scale and grow more small and mid-sized companies. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And I moved over to the direct selling channel about 5 years ago. And I've always purchased as a consumer from direct sales, like my entire life. I've always had friends in the business and bought a lot of my products there. And I think it's also because I started in sales. So I just know a lot of people who sell, right? And I love that. And I want to support my friend's business. But I got recruited to come over to Rodan & Fields, and I was already a consumer of that brand and helped build and grow that company from about a $600 million US skincare brand to over 1.6 billion 3 years later, #1 brand in the United States. We opened up Canada. We actually opened up Australia. I worked on the launch of Japan, which actually just happened a few weeks ago, but was in the works for about 3 years. So I really fell in love with the channel, and I've been in it ever since. And what I love, I truly, truly love, is the connections with people and the ability to help people realize their entrepreneurial and personal growth goals. It's really meaningful to me to see people just, kind of try different things in life and be very successful and do their business their way, whether it's they just want a little side hustle, they want income replacement, they want a legacy for their kids, whatever it is. It's always delightful to watch people on their personal journeys. So I get a lot of satisfaction from that. And
So,
and here I am now.
so how do you know the CEO, Brent Willis, and what were the circumstances that made you, or that conversation came around about you coming and joining the team here at Noni by NewAge?
Well, first I'll tell you, Brent is very persuasive. I'm sure many of you realize that, who've met Brent in person. I actually was introduced to Brent through someone that I have known for, almost 25 years. And he and his colleague had gone to business school with Brent. So it was a personal connection, and I had known the business partner, and he knew my Brent was looking for someone who had worked in retail brands, in direct selling, who'd worked in clinical wellness beverages and could help the company scale and grow, right? And had that, and that's kind of like a unicorn, right? And so who's done both sides of the house, right? Very few people work in both retail brands and direct selling brands. So he brokered an introduction, and then Brent just was so persuasive that he literally pulled me out of a company I hadn't been in that long, because he just really shared the opportunity of NewAge with me, and I felt like I could make more impact on this organization and really help propel growth. And I was just really excited. And he and I we have kind of similar ways of thinking, and I just felt we'd work really well together.
So what really excites you about working with Noni by NewAge? What is it exactly?
Here's what I love about Noni by NewAge. What I love is I looked at everything and said, oh my gosh, when you're a brand builder like me and you put the brand at the center, and I think of the brand as, I looked at, call it Old Mirinda, call it Noni, whatever you want to call it. I looked at Tisha Noni Juice, and I looked at our product portfolio, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is such a rich brand. This is an amazing product. And I'm just talking about our core product, Tisha Noni Juice. We've got amazing skincare line. But I looked at the products and I thought, they're so high quality. There's so much great science and information behind these products. There's efficacy here. There's heritage. We're doing amazing things with Tahiti, with our growers and the way we make these products. And none of that is reflected yet in the way we go to market. When you came to the website, when you looked at the package, when you couldn't yet see, you could see all the richness of the heritage, but I also could see so much potential for how we could take that brand and make the story more relevant to a modern consumer. So many people don't know about us. So I just felt like there's all these, what I consider great bones of a brand, and there was so much to work with, but I also saw so much opportunity to bring us into the future. So that's really what attracted me to the brand.
You instigated the website design, because I really love the new website. It looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you. It's the first of many, so we're not even remotely done yet. And I still am getting emails frequently from IPC, so I'd love to hear from you if there's anything you don't like or any thoughts that you have. But yes, we have started the transformation of our digital properties. So we have improved the website design and experience. We just rolled out new cart functionality. So it's instead of 17 clicks to get your product into a shopping cart and purchase, it's down to about 4 or 5, which is, much more best in class for a digital experience today. And those cart changes are about to roll out to all of you and to global. They're in process of rolling out between now and October to all of the markets. And we're just getting started. We still have so much work to do. I feel like you'll always be seeing updates because we're just getting started on making improvements to our digital tools and properties.
So there's going to be quite a few changes in the back office side of things with
Yes.
training and materials happening in the very near
Yes.
future.
That is a big one to tackle. Let me tell you, just trying to wrap my arms around how much we need to build and what we need for all of you to create a great back office experience. There's a lot to do, but we are literally working on the architecture and thinking about it right now. Both what content do we need to create? How do we deliver it to you in a much more seamless fashion so you can pull it up on your phone, or if you're traveling or stuck in your house, wherever you are, you have access to that content and you can share it and find it in a much easier way than you can today.
So you just mentioned your mobile phone. So we are having a mobile app being rolled out very shortly. I'm very excited to use that that sort of digital tool. You got any ideas, Julie, of when we could expect something like that in Australia? Is it months
Well,
away?
it's really up to speaking to your market leaders about when you want it, because we've already rolled it out to 4 markets. So it really is if you want it, you can have it. You just got to let us know and tell the, I guess, would it be Sean Whitney who's over you or no?
Yeah, Sean Whitney. Yeah.
Yeah, so just put a bug in Sean's ear and he puts in the request and you get in the queue. So
No worries. Okay. With the great executive team that Brett Willis has assembled, where do you see this company now in about 5 years' time with what's happening right now?
So I see us as, and this is going to be kind of a big lofty goal. Our goal is always to be helping people achieve their lifestyle and wellness goals by delivering unbelievable products and opportunities for people to be healthier and live better. I think that as we build, our goal is to really be this true omni-channel company. And what that means is becoming a bigger, better, more vibrant, more digitally enabled, social media savvy, modern in every way, right? In how we deliver in the direct selling channel, but also really creating, because what direct selling does is it's one-on-one connections. It's in person, it's conversations, it's meetings at the home, it's doing it over social. It doesn't matter how you do it. Everything is about those personal connections. And the other side of the business that we're really building is what they call direct to consumer, which is when you click and buy, like straight from a company, right? Like whether that is, trying to think of, like the Dollar Shave Clubs of the world, or brands that are built solely on the internet. And what those brands often have in common as well is that the company has a one-on-one relationship, or someone is having a one-on-one relationship with that consumer. So our goal is to think of the company as like, you guys have your one-on-one relationship with your customers. We have other areas where we're going to have a one-on-one relationship. How do we leverage that and become something no one has ever achieved before? So I can see in my head, from working on both sides of the house, like if you're a great direct selling company and you're a great DTC company, do you have things that nobody else has because of your knowledge of consumers and how they shop today and your relationships with them, that you can do that a traditional brick and mortar brand might never have thought of, because we're so much more in touch with connected to people. So our goal is to find them, I hate using that word because synergy gets overused, but the big picture is to have best in class, healthy, better for you products, to have a super strong, vibrant, direct selling market with increased global opportunities that's digitally powered. And this other side of the business where we have these powerful direct to consumer brands, and then find areas where we can do things between our businesses that no other company can. And that's what we're building towards.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. You mentioned the mobile app. What other tools is the company developing or working on that can help IPCs, really build the brand and get their message out there? I know we've got some great landing pages that the company has already developed. We have the Noni Juice one and we have the Shake one. Is there any other tools there that you're developing that we can use?
So the first thing that, before we even get into the tools, you have to think about the content that's going in the tools, right? So the most important thing is what kind of assets and content are we giving to all of you so that you don't have to personally tell the story every time yourself? Is there a video? Is there something that you can post? Is there something that just makes it easier, right, to share science in a more digestible way, or to pique somebody's interest or to get them excited, right? So first and foremost, it's creating great content. We're starting with simple things. Photography, we've built out a significant amount in the last month or two of social media library kind of photography that you can use on Instagram, Insta stories. We're starting to build out more videos, animations, things like that. So you're going to see increasing levels of content coming out as we work towards our launch that's coming in October. And then after you get that content, then it's what tools can we put it in to make it easier and so that you have it at your fingertips. So that's where we're architecting what is that appropriate back office system that for me is like when I think of the optimal back office system, ours is far from it right now. And I've built these twice before. I built them at Rodan and Fields. I built them at Shackley. You need to have a system that the library is actually logical and you can find what you're looking for and you know like where it is and it works no matter what, right? And so that's what everybody wants. And you just want a single button. I want to go push on my phone. I want to push this thing straight to whatever. I don't really love social. So I just want it to be easy, right? Like I want my message half written for me and I want this to be like so dumb anybody can do it, right? That's always my filter because I personally, you know, like I don't want to be thinking about all that stuff all the time. I want to make it easier for you guys. So that's really what we're trying to design is how do you make that resonates with the consumer? How do you make things that are like dummy proof for you to bring new people into the business so they can get started on day one and week one and start earning and seeing results right away? And it's very easy to train. So that's really the framework that I have as I'm designing for all of you.
Beautiful. Just got a question here about your greatest attribute. So what is your greatest attribute that you can bring to Noni by NewAge to make that significant difference? Is it a hard question? I know.
For me, I think I have a few that I'm kind of known for. I'm never really satisfied with the status quo. Like I'm very curious by nature and I'm always challenging and looking for new and better ways to do things. So I think that that ends up, you know, creating all sorts of opportunities all over the place. And I think that's a very good quality to have when you're trying to transform a business. I also have a certain level of tenacity. So I'm not going to rest till I stop, which is, you know, I'm not going to like until we get to great, we're not going to stop moving. And I'm naturally very curious. So I love people. I love to get to know. I love to look at new things. I love to see the world, and I'm constantly like pushing for what could we do next. And so I feel that bringing all those qualities makes me a really great marketer and also just a leader of people because I'm always looking for opportunities for my teams to grow too.
You mentioned earlier, you come from Rodan Field, which is a huge skincare company now, and like you said, it's doing over $1.5 billion a year. You mentioned our skincare range. You know, how can you compare with the two companies? Because we don't really promote the Tepoema skincare enough, I think. What can you say about our range of skincare compared with the other company that you're with?
So, well, one, they're completely different brands, right? So you've always got to look at, you know, I think have a very strong story. I love who we chose to make our products with. Our textures, our aesthetics, our results of our products are really fantastic. And I am picky about skincare. I worked in derm skincare for 10 years of my career. So when I came and tried it, I was like, woo, this is great. There's something great to work with here. So the line is very vibrant in Asia because it really is designed for brightening, and brightening is the #1 benefit that most people want in Asia. In North America and even in Australia, there's some differences to the market. So in North America, it's lines and wrinkles. In Australia, it's lines and wrinkles and brown spots too because of the sun and the intensity of the sun and fair skin, right? There's a lot of sun damage. So I think that what I see as the opportunities are to both narrow Taimana and simplify it a little bit. I think we have some, you know, just make it easier to sell. We have a lot of products in that line, make it a little more clear to the consumer and to the I think here longer term. that addresses some of those other unmet needs that we're not playing in right now, that would work in some of our other markets, like North America, like Latin America, et cetera. We don't really, because there are very significant differences to what consumers are looking for globally in a skincare line.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. What is the most important message that the executive team can leave with the distributors, or what you can tell the distributors that makes them confident that we have chosen the right company?
What I would say is just like, hold on to your seats. There is so much coming. I cannot wait for you guys to participate in virtual GBS, whatever we're going to call virtual GBS, because the stuff that we're preparing is just going to be game changing from both a product and business perspective in the fall. And there's news coming before that. So there's going to be changes, there's going to be new stuff, and it's all exciting stuff. So you're just going to keep hearing more and more and more, and hopefully you find that as exciting as I do. I mean, it's really, when I look at what we have on the docket for the rest of the year, it's going to be amazing.
That is fantastic. I'm so excited, Julie. I'm just really looking forward to the future working with this company. I'm so committed. I just love the people that I've met so far. That have been on these calls, reaching out to distributors, and it's really refreshing to me. And I'm so excited, and so are my team. I'm here for the long term with Noni by NewAge.
So I can answer, Tony, if you want a question or two.
Yes, so there is a few questions there, Julie. I've just noticed. There's one here from Cheryl in regards to the omni-channel distribution model, and how does that affect the network marketing side of the business?
Cheryl, it's a really good question. When I say omni-channel, I don't necessarily mean that every person is selling every product. It just means that we're participating in channels in a different way or across different channels. My goal is to make it possible for people, if they want to choose to, let's say they want to be in Noni by NewAge, but they also want to be a powerful affiliate on the side for some of our other opportunities, or a shareholder, great, they can choose to participate, but never in a way that would be detrimental to the core channels that we're in. So it's all additive for people. It would never be dilutive. Omni-channel is a concept that means that you're available truly in every place that the shopper would want to shop. So like if somebody wants to buy from a phone, if they want to buy in a store, if they want, those are the typical areas. If you want to have it delivered. We've rolled out our affiliate program now across all products. So the biggest difference I see is if somebody wants to just passively sort of recommend to friends, they can become an affiliate today and they can get a commission on that sale one time. But it's in at least the way we've constructed it right now, it's a one-time purchase. Whereas what you guys are building is you're building team, you're building legacy, you're building long-term revenue. So people have different choices, right? So if they want to just come in and tell friends about Shape because they like it and they want to make a little bit of money on that one sale, great. We have a way to do that right now. But if they really want to build a business and create something that's a lasting legacy they could pass on, we have that option too, right? So the goal is to meet people where they are and give them income opportunities that fit their needs. Beautiful. On the direct selling side.
Julie, last question, so I'll let you go. You mentioned about the Global Business Summit in October 8th to 10th. 10th is my birthday. So whereabouts is that summit going to be held? I would love to be there. So
it was going to be in Switzerland, but because of travel restrictions and border closures and COVID and whatnot, we are turning it into a virtual event. So the positive of that is it now means that everyone is going to be able to participate. We are working on a pretty amazing show that will be done differently, right? Because you don't want to sit for an entire day watching a TV screen or a computer screen. So we're going to make it much more bite-sized, much more entertaining, but we're going to be able to bring in keynote speakers, executives, IPCs, share new products, have training, and you're going to be hearing more. We should be going live announcing it in about like middle of July. So stay tuned. There's going to be an early bird special to participate. And I really recommend you being there because I think you're going to learn a lot and you're going to have access a lot earlier to some of the new products.
I know you've got to spend some time with your family now, so I will let you go, Julie, so you can enjoy the rest of your evening there in San Francisco. Really, really appreciate it. I hope everyone on the call is really inspired by your talk. I am, and hopefully they can see the vision. And once again, thank you very much. Put in a good word for Brent for me, because I've got him coming on the call next Saturday. So
I will, absolutely. And I just want to thank all of you, because everything we do is because of you. And I so appreciate how hard all of you work, what you do to deliver the brand every day, how much you contribute to the business. And it has not been an easy business climate for any of us the last few months. It has been incredibly challenging for all of us with our personal health, our families, our businesses. And I'm just very, very grateful. And I also do want to reinforce that everything you're going to see in the future that I'm super excited by, and there's going to be a tremendous pace of innovation and change, all positive changes. They're all very deeply rooted in where we come from and our legacy and our history. So I think what you're going to see is a modern series of innovations and new news and exciting things, never letting go though of who we are and where we come from, and being respectful of that past and bringing it forward into the future.
fantastic. I will let you go. It's right on 10:30 here. So really, really appreciate your time, Julie. I'm excited. I hope the other distributors are on the call are also excited for the future of Noni by NewAge. So once again, thank you very much. Good night.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.